Hiya, lovely to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Now, what was it about Al Pacino that sung out to you that he would be right for Danny Collins?
Well, Dan Fogelman, the writer-director, was the person who wrote the script and said, I only will have Al Pacino in my movie. And he worked it, and he found Al, and Al said yes.
I mean, he's such a big name. Does that add extra pressure on having someone so well known in one of your films?
Well, certainly to me, I was nervous as all heck to see Al Pacino on my set every day because, you know, he's a legend, and here I am working with him. How lucky am I? So, yes, but he was just a normal, great man that was working with us and did a stupendous job.
Excellent. Tell us a bit more about the rest of the cast as well. Some amazing people you've lined up in this movie.
Yes. Annette Bening was professional and lovely every day. Jennifer Garner, honestly, everything else going on in her world, she gets chased to work by paparazzi, and yet she shows up happy and ready to work, being the perfect mom, really bonding with the young daughter in the movie. Bobby Cannavale is just a sweetheart and so good. And Christopher Plummer, I mean, another legend who would just talk about his tennis games, and he's 80-something years old and so active and lovely, and then gets down to business and just amazing. You know, you sit there and you watch the monitor and you think, oh, am I going to have to do anything as a producer? I'm going to have to... No, nothing. They're just great.
Christopher and Al have an amazing on-screen chemistry, and also Bobby playing his son. How did they go about bringing that together?
You know, I wasn't there during that process because I came in right before we started shooting, but Dan definitely consulted with Al about who would play his son and who would play Frank. And he knew Chris, and every time we came up with somebody, I think Chris was brought to Al, you know, by Dan and said, what do you think about Christopher Plummer? He was like, great, amazing, you know. And then I think Bobby might have been somebody that Al suggested, and because they have such a nice relationship. They are really buddies, father-son types.
Now, Steve obviously said this was the first time he met Al today. Were you there for that meeting, or what was that? What was the emotion?
No, I wasn't, and this is my first time meeting Steve in person too, because I'd been emailing and phone calls, but I hadn't met him in person, so I just tackled him on the red carpet just now to say hi.
How closely was he involved in the production?
You know, he helped us a little bit. We would be consulting with him about certain things and where the letter was, and just speaking to him occasionally and getting some footage of him and the real interview. But that's about it. You know, he didn't come to the States, and I think part of who Steve Tilston is, this grounded, great guy, really didn't care about the Hollywood of it all. So it was great.
Excellent. Now, final question, slightly technical one, but was it difficult to get rights to the music that you use in the film?
It should have been more difficult. The Lennon camp was very generous and helpful and allowed us to have 10 songs in the movie. And I think it's really because the movie is about a love letter that John wrote and has a great message to it.
Excellent. And what message can the audiences take away from the film?
I think the message that John wrote in his letter, which was stay true to your music, stay true to yourself, and the rest will follow, I think can be taken to all of us in our own lives.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you very much. Pleasure to meet you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey,